CSS Tutorial. Chapter 3, Colors and Background. CSS Colors. Colors are displayed combining red, green, and blue light. Colors in CSS are most often specified by a valid color name, like red, an RGB value, like RGB 255.0.0, a hex value, like #FF0000. Colors set by using color names. Note: color names are case insensitive. Red is the same as red, or red in capital letters. RGB color values can be specified using this formula: RGB red, green, blue. Each parameter defines the intensity of the color between 0 and 255. For example, RGB 255.0.0 is displayed as red, because red is set to its highest value, 255, and the others are set to 0. Experiment by mixing the RGB values below. Here is an example of an RGB color values. As shown here, the usage of the RGB color values. Shades of gray are often defined using equal values for all the three light sources. Here is an example of using RGB color values as background. RGBA color values are an extension of RGB color values with an alpha channel, which specifies the opacity of the object. An RGBA color value is specified with red, green, blue, alpha. The alpha parameter is a number between 0.0, fully transparent, and 1.0, fully opaque. Example: different RGB colors with opacity. HSL stands for hue, saturation, and lightness and represents a cylindrical coordinate representation of colors. An HSL color value is specified with HSL hue, saturation, lightness. Hue is a degree on the color wheel, from 0 to 360. 0, or 360, is red, 120 is green, 240 is blue. Saturation is a percentage value, 0% means a shade of gray and 100% is the full color. Lightness is also a percentage, 0% is black, 100% is white. Example: different HSL colors. HSLA color values are an extension of HSL color values with an alpha channel, which specifies the opacity of the object. An HSLA color value is specified with hue, saturation, lightness, alpha, where the alpha parameter defines the opacity. The alpha parameter is a number between 0.0, fully transparent, and 1.0, fully opaque. Example: different HSL colors with opacity. RGB values can also be specified using hexadecimal color values in the form #RRGGBB, where RR, red, GG, green, and BB, blue, are hexadecimal values between 00 and FF, same as decimal 0 to 255. For example, #FF0000 is displayed as red, because is set to its highest value, FF, and the others are set to the lowest value, 00. Note: hex values are case sensitive. #FF0000 is the same as FF0000. Example of hex values. Example of hex values in HTML. Shades of gray are often defined using equal values for all the three light sources. Example of hex color in shades of gray. CSS background. The CSS background properties are used to define the background effects for elements. CSS background properties: background color, background image, background repeat, background attachment, background position. The background color property specifies the background color of an element. The background color of a page is set like this. Example of pink background color. With CSS, a color is most often specified by a valid color name, like red, a hex value, like #FF0000, an RGB value, like RGB 255,0,0. In the example, the H1, P, and div elements have different background colors. Example of CSS background color with div element. The background image property specifies an image to use as the background of an element. By default, the image is repeated so it covers the entire element. The background image for a page can be set like this. Example. Note: when using a background image, use an image that does not disturb the text. By default, the background image property repeats an image both horizontally and vertically. Some images should be repeated only horizontally or vertically, or they will look strange, like this. Example of a bad background. If the image is repeated only horizontally, background repeat X, the background will look better. Note: to repeat an image vertically, set background repeat Y. Background image. Set position and no repeat showing the background image only once is also specified by their background repeat property. The position of the image is specified by the background position property. To specify that the background image should be fixed, will not scroll with the rest of the page, use the background attachment property. Here is an example of a background image with a fixed position. To shorten the code, it is also possible to specify all the background properties in one single property. This is called a shorthand property. The shorthand property for background is background. Example of a background image with a fixed position and background color.